Hello, hello, hello from the beautiful town of Kelso, the Scottish borders. Let me show you. Check it out. So we are down at the Scottish borders, and this river is the River Tweed. And if you look straight down here, I know lots of you have been asking about castles. Take a look all the way down there. And that is Floor's Castle, and that is a beautiful, beautiful building. It's owned by the Roxburgh family, who own the estate around here. Many estates, in fact, around the Scottish borders. And so on the, let me zoom out, on the other side here, so the other side of the river is England, or should I say there or thereabouts, because the English border kind of weaves in and out of the river. And what's funny is, I'm here with my dog Patch. We're just down for a day trip, and today Patch and I have a very special mission, because tonight we are driving up to Orkney. So we're going all the way up to Scrapster, which is a port in the very north of Scotland. So it's quite funny that we're down here at the very south of Scotland. It's not the most southerly point of Scotland, but it is on somewhere towards the mid to east coast. So certainly if you took a direct line straight downwards from where we live, and roughly speaking northwards, you'd also get this line that takes us from the Scottish border all the way up to the very tip of Scotland. So excited for that. You might be wondering, why? We've just been on holiday. Why are we going to Orkney? Well, we're heading up to really experience the beautiful historic sites, the prehistoric sites there. So there are standing stones, brocks, which are thought to be sacred burial chambers. There's a prehistoric ancient village which dates back 5,000 years, and it's a really beautiful set of islands. We'll be going up to the main island of Orkney, so that's the islands on the north of Scotland, and I think it's around, I'll need to check this, but around 32 years since I was last there. So I was there when I was 16, and I was visiting with my family. So that was a lot of fun, and we got to see a lot of the really incredible beauty of the island. And we also went up to the Shetlands. So yeah, excited to explore more. Let us go down, Patch. So this is Patch's maybe second favourite place to go for a walk. Getting him to actually go for a walk is another thing. Come on, Patch. It's been an incredible day so far. We just came back last night from England. We've been in Wales for a week, and then we headed over to England, Kendal in the Lake District, which is the northwest side, for a couple of nights, and now we're just back in Dunbar, where we live in East Lothian, for a night, and I'm heading up to Orkney, as I said, tonight. So it's just Patch and I that are heading up on our adventure. If you're in the area, either en route or if you're en route, or what was I going to say, or you live in Orkney especially, let us know. We'd love to, we always love meeting up with people, especially if you're interested in the more esoterical, metaphysical side of reality, or you just want to say hello, it would be lovely to meet, so just let me know in the comments. And there's some beautiful ducks here, and the river's really pretty high. It's not at its maximum, it's not burst its banks, but it's definitely high. We had a lot of rainfall where we live, and we're an hour north from here. I'll just give Patch a moment and let him off for a bit and see what happens. You never really know with Patch whether he's going to return or not. A lovely dog, but his hearing is really minimal now, and his eyesight even worse. Maybe if I smelled stronger, he'd find it easier. But yeah, it's a really beautiful location. Excuse me. Let's let Patch off and see what happens. It's rare he gets a moment of freedom. And this is what happens. He may just work his way around the edges. Yeah, so what else is going on? I feel like there's so much, and yet I find it hard to know what to say. I shared a predictions video earlier, so that was about July and August predictions, and it was really lovely working my way up from the heart of the earth, so Mother Gaia's heart, and then up to the surface, and then as humans, and a bit about AI and our ascension. I included some time on the sun, our atmosphere, and predictions about our galactic brothers and sisters. So it feels quite vulnerable doing predictions, because there's this kind of obvious human aspect where you're thinking, well, you know, is any of this actually going to come to fruition? But I do feel, or not a but, and I do feel that what is absolutely real for me is the messages, the visuals that I received, and that was wonderful. I'd also say that so when very clearly, especially with Gaia, just really beautiful, powerful messages, and real lovely to receive, and some wonderful visuals as well. Wow, there's lots of geese all shouting at each other. Don't really know why. And it was also lovely being back in there's these geese over here. I don't know what they're shouting about. I think a couple came into land and then they're all shouting at each other. I'm just going to put you on the lead, Patch, and Sis Dog's on the lead. So 1 second, I'll just put you down. Oh, you can see, don't, Patch, do not be on my phone. That would be ironic. I did it. I could definitely practice that doing, if Patch ever leaves a poo behind, I can just put you down on the ground and have you face the sky or face the grass. I'm so professional. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. What I would say is, with predictions, a big aspect to feel into as well for everyone is the aspect of free will. You know, we all have free will. We're always constantly manifesting, creating, co-creating. Oh, there's a dog up there. And this changes our reality constantly, and it's good news, right? It means that you don't need to listen to psychics and go, oh no, they said the world's going to end, or my house is going to blow up. That does not need to happen, and that includes any predictions from myself. Oh, just being aware of how reality works, really. And I love you know, a lot of the messages I got through from my galactic brothers and sisters, our guides, was that there is, you know, there's a huge amount of permission required, significant volume of permission required before they will intervene. Come on, Patch, you come out of there. And that's really empowering, right? It helps remind us that we're all equal in this universe, and so feeling into even, you know, super powerful, highly sophisticated and evolved high vibration extraterrestrials won't just come in and override our free will. They won't just come in and intervene on Earth against what we desire, but they will, you know, they will work with us and they will respond to our requests, which is really important. And just here, yeah, you can say hello.
His name?
His name's Patch. Say hello, Patch.
Patchy.
Oh, he's very interested in your dog. Say hello,
My dog.
Patch. Good boy.
My dog is called Mango.
Oh, it's a lovely name. The dog was called Mango Patch. So yeah, it's just really, it's a really magical space, this, and I've definitely experienced this town of Kelso. It's experienced past lives here. I've done whole other videos on that, so I won't go off and share tons and tons about it. But yeah, on the theme of what's going on Earth, and you know, the nature of reality is that I feel the timelines that we live in, it does resonate with me that the timelines are converging, that they've been fragmented, and that they're busy coming back together, and yet so reducing in number, which is great. I also feel that timelines are a vibrational match, and I see this a lot in my client sessions in particular, where I work with someone and we help them, you know, experience, visit that timeline, and then also the vibration of what that timeline is. So simply how happy or joyful they are, and then if they're feeling really happy and joyful in that higher vibration timeline, we find out from their guides and higher self, and we can look at the Akashic Records and find out what are the steps they took to achieve that. And I would say that you'll only get shown, just like in predictions, you'll only experience and be made aware of potential future events and timelines that you're ready to receive, that you're ready to allow into your consciousness, even just to a small degree. Now we're right next to the castle, so we may as well just take you up to the gates and turn around. It is open. I could go in. I could pay and go in. We used to have all year round membership. It's a nice big walk for you, Fetch, and for me. So yeah, let me know if you've watched the July and August predictions, what you think of them, if you like the format. I would, you know me, I'm a creature of routine and cycles, so I'm happy to do on a regular basis. I quite like the idea of doing them quite regularly, like maybe weekly. Don't know if they'd always be an hour or not. I'll see what you guys think. And then there's a beautiful bee just there, buzzing around. What was really funny is just as we drove, we got in our van and we headed down to here, was that just we set off, a big bumblebee flew into our van, and I had to pull over to the side of the road just as we're getting onto the motorway and let this big bumblebee out the window, which is cool. yeah, this castle is really stunning. Flores Castle. Yeah, I have a past life here of during Victorian times. It's around 1888, and it was a beautiful experience. And this road here, much of the town was influenced, as you can imagine, by the Roxburghs, the family that owned the castle. And I was shown that this side of the road is very much the way you go to into town, into like all the pubs, etc. So it feels like the kind of Saturday night road, and then the one that runs parallel to it is the kind of Sunday morning road, more about, it's got like what was doctors, nurses, and many churches. You've never seen such a high concentration of churches as you do in Kelso. And I don't know if you can tell, but a lot of it is because of this really beautiful energy the town has. The river has a big part to play in that. There's also a really beautiful dome of energy, very healing energy. I would need to look up and trace the ley lines, but it is definitely a very active space energetically. And down here is Sir Walter Scott's fishing lodge. It's coming up on the right hand side there. I might head over there to get into the shade. In terms of my adventures to Orkney, my travel plans, I'm going to drive up tonight because, well, we're in July, we're now in the peak of the UK summer and holidays. There's a route called the North Coast 500, the NC 500, which I'm not sure if I'll be driving up or not. We'll see what the GPS says, but I do know that the travel routes will be busy during the day. And driving overnight, so it's about 9 hours drive, maybe more, maybe as much as 10. And my ferry is early afternoon Tuesday, early afternoon tomorrow. So yeah, that's Sir Walter Scott's Walton Hall is called. Beautiful. So come on, Pitch. So yeah, if I drive up overnight, the theory is that I escape the busy traffic, especially the motorhome and campervan traffic, and that I also don't sleep for the night, or maybe I'll stop for a couple of hours, and it will give me plenty of time, right? A 10-hour drive. I don't have to be there until I think maybe it won't be midday, it'll be closer to 12:45. About 12:45 I think I need to be there for. So I will have, if I leave at 8, 12, I'll have something like 16 plus hours to drive a 8 or 9 hour route. So yeah, it's there's some ground to make sure you don't watch anything else. When I drove recently down to Devon, what happened was I headed down overnight. Okay, patch this way. And what was cool about that was the roads were really quiet. Now most of that road was much quieter and much flatter than the roads I'll be taking up north. Driving up through Scotland, although it's a maybe 8, 9, 10 hour drive, you're going through right through the Highlands. You're going through the greatest, tallest peaks. So that'll definitely, when you're in a camper van, a 6-meter, 3-ton camper van, things will be a lot slower. But it feels like a good idea, and I love the idea of not, a lot of these roads will be single track, and so when they're busy, you really slow down. You're constantly stopping and letting other traffic pass, and when they're empty, you're gliding through, or as quick as you can. The downside is that if I'm sharing videos as I'm driving, you guys won't get to see as much of the daytime, but that's just on the drive up there. So the idea is get up to Scrabster, get the early afternoon ferry from the very north of Scotland, and then over, it's about 1.5 hours over to Orkney, and then we have a campsite for 3 nights, which is great. And for the 3 nights, it's really 2 full days, and then the last, so when I leave, I get a 6:30 a.m. ferry, which is really, really early, but even for me, it means I need to arrive there for 5:30. I'm guessing I'll be up at something like 4. It's only about 4 a.m. including a patch walk. But he can get a bit of a walk on the ferry. It'll be large, and he's not really allowed inside. Certainly not on the way there. I have booked him some space. There was 1 slot left, and they're free. There was 1 space left to have him in the lounge area on the way back. So yeah, excited for the adventure. And yeah, if there's places you want me to visit, because on the way back, depending on how I'm feeling, I may take 2 days to get back. So I'd be all of Friday from very early. I think I'd arrive at about 8 or 9 a.m. On the mainland of Scotland, and then I'll be just heading south. And I could either drive all the way through the day, which I think would be a bit intense, or choose somewhere, maybe some standing stones or other place to visit on the way back, and then get home at some point on the Saturday. And my wife and daughter are heading off to Germany a few days later, so there's definitely a lot going on travel-wise with our family, but it's a lot of fun, and I feel good. I feel really rested after this last week, and excited to explore more. So yeah, I'll just take you down a little bit further so you get a little glimpse of the centre of Kelso, because it's such a beautiful town. And it's funny because this journey will be from the very south of Scotland all the way up to the very north in one day. Also goes to show how small the country is. Also, what fascinates me is that our population hasn't increased that much. Since I was born 48 years ago, there's even been periods of decline. Now, that's not been happening in the world, right? I think in my lifetime the world has at least doubled in population. Maybe tripled, I don't know. So yeah, I think we're around the 6 million mark now. Most of my life it's been around 5.5, sometimes falling into the 4 million people. Yeah, really beautiful. There's lots of events that happen. It's a Monday today, so it's quite surprising there's so much activity. So we used to have a holiday house down here, which we let out as a business rental for short lets for holidays, and now we just do it for we sold the place. Now we just come out here as day visitors, which is still a lot of fun. Just make sure I don't get run over by these cobbles, or should I say, people in traffic avoiding the cobbles. It's lovely having cobblestones in the streets. We had a lot of these in Edinburgh. Not so many where we live. There's not many left. And I know quite a few of you ask to be shown around these different places, so it's a real honour to take you and give you a wee tour. There was also an amazing car down here which I'd love to take a wee look at. If it's still there, yeah, it is. So this is the town centre, and look at this, it's an old Mini that's been converted into a monster truck. That's so cool. Isn't that amazing? And yeah, here is the centre, the square, the cross keys, the hotel, which is really nice. It's lovely we sometimes go there for breakfasts. And they have a market here in the centre square, and they also have the Christmas lights and various events in the centre, which is lovely. There's also big events fields, a couple of them, events grounds just outside of the town, like within walking distance, which is fantastic. Yeah, really beautiful architecture. So we're just heading over to the other side, so I'll give you a wee view of the Abbey, because that's where we parked our camper van, which is so cool. And yeah, we'll just go. Oh, there's the family who have just ignored me. I'll let them get on with their shopping, especially as I'm filming. But yeah, down here is the Abbey. I think the Abbey is 1,000 years old. Around that time, and before then there was another version of it, not a stone version. But yeah, really beautiful. And this is a graveyard. Sometimes I feel like I'm pointing out the obvious, but you know when you're watching something on camera for the first time, you don't always know what you're looking at. But yeah, there was a video I did quite a while ago doing a past life tour of this place, and in it I found the grave of what would have been my previous wife, which was quite a big thing. It was definitely a very profound experience, and lovely that we came back as souls in this lifetime, as husband and wife again, and had the opportunity to do some of the things that we never thought would be possible, including me becoming full-time spiritual and psychic mentor, us owning a home, even as a holiday let for some time in this place, and really living out the dreams that we've had in previous lives in this life, which is such a gift. So I hope this video finds you well. I'm looking forward to sharing more with you, and I will end the video at that. We're just almost back at the camper van. Take care, sending love.